think you should.
Not too long ago, Pharah was trash. People were complaining about how useless she was in the game because, well, Mercy hadn't been buffed at the time and neither had she. So she was really shot down quite easily by the likes of Soldier 76, and Soldier 76, as well as the other various hit scan heroes that occasionally make their way into the game. However, now it seems like Pharah has gone from one of the weakest offense heroes in the game, or maybe even heroes in the game in general, to one of the most powerful. She's potentially more powerful right now in the offense category than Soldier 76 is, and that's saying a lot. Her win rate right now is highest in the offense category in every division except Bronze on PC. On PlayStation and Xbox, it changes a little bit, but she's still high up there on the win rate charts. These statistics beg the question, is Pharah too powerful right now? Let's have a discussion about it here in today's video. I know most of us aren't pros, but sometimes it can help to look at the highest level of play to really get explanations for the way certain heroes are behaving in our games in just regular competitive play. In pro play, it's often more useful to look at a hero's play rate than their win rate, because pros know which heroes are going to be powerful and which ones they should be playing. And with that said, Farah's play percentage is exceptionally average. She doesn't see an exceptional amount of play. She is seen more on King of the Hill maps simply because she can knock people off of them and into the Pit and Ilios and other areas, which is fairly useful. But other than that, she sees comparable amounts of play time to someone like Genji, and she doesn't see nearly as much play as Tracer or Soldier 76. So she's not OP at the highest tier. So why does it seem like she's exceptionally powerful right now in our competitive games at pretty much every rank? I think it really comes down to her play style, in that one Pharah can be extremely difficult to take down unless the entire enemy team is coordinated enough to do so. And in solo queue and in just competitive games in general, it's very hard to find a team that can coordinate like that. Pharah alone can sit in the back and rain fire from pretty far away, and since she has no damage drop off, if she knows how to predict well, or even a decent amount, she can definitely inflict some serious pain without being really in harm's way. Most of the meta DPS heroes right now, Soldier 76 and Tracer, can't really do anything against her, especially when she's partnered with a Mercy. Tracer simply can't reach her, and if she's far enough back, Soldier can't either, and then you throw a Mercy on top of that, and she seems almost invincible if she plays it right. This means two players, just a Pharah and a Mercy, require the attention of way more than two players on the enemy team to get taken down effectively. Now sure, you have people like Widowmaker and, maybe a good Hanzo that can deal with her on their own, but that's rare. Those heroes obviously aren't very meta, and if you don't know how to play them, they're not someone you can just pick up and expect to shoot down a Pharah with. No, it takes far more coordination than that. You need 1 to 2 people shooting at her, sometimes a Zenyatta's Discord orb on her, and maybe more depending on how far back she is and how much healing she's receiving, and whether or not you have an Ana. You might have to change your comp up entirely to deal with a good Pharah, even if your team is perfectly good on the heroes they're playing. And this explains why she's not a problem in pro play. Those players are coordinated enough and do know how to deal with a Pharah enough to the point where one Pharah and one Mercy, 2 players, can be dealt with sometimes a lot easier than they can be dealt with in solo queue with an uncoordinated team. This now begs the question, is Pharah OP? Is she too powerful right now for solo queue play? We're not talking about the pros, we're talking about us, you and me. My answer, I'm gonna have to say, is probably no. I don't think she's overpowered. I think the heroes that counter her are underpowered, and I'm not talking Soldier 76. I think Soldier 76 is more of a mid to close range hero, whereas someone like McCree and someone like Widowmaker, who are both longer ranged heroes, should be able to deal with her, but can't currently. The damage drop off on McCree is just too short to be viable against a Pharah who's staying high up in the sky or just far enough away from him, especially if she's receiving heals, and even when you add something like Zenyatta's Discord Orb onto her, it still doesn't make that much of a difference, because Widowmaker can find it hard to headshot her when she's moving around a lot, and if she doesn't get a headshot, she's just gonna land, and unless you can land that follow-up shot before she gets healed, you're not gonna be able to get that kill. Now let's assume your team does have the coordination required to deal with this. That means you're running a very anti-Pharah Mercy setup. You might have a McCree, a Soldier, a Widowmaker, probably not all three, but two of those, maybe running a Zenyatta to put Discord on her, and maybe an Ana for that extra long-range firepower. She severely limits the composition the enemy team can run. Just 1/2 heroes, you know, Pharah versus Pharah Mercy, limits you so much. You can't run Torbjorn, Mei, Junkrat, Bastion, Hanzo against her at all. Really, I mean, sure, new Bastion can maybe take her out in recon form, but his strength is in that he has that super high powered full sentry form, and when she's far away, she's just going to keep taking him out of that form. You also can't really run Tracer or Reaper or I guess Sombra even against her either, because all three of those heroes are almost useless against her. Now you're potentially forced to run a Diva as well to eat up her barrage or just her regular fire if it's that bad. You can't use Winston against her. He really can't do much there. Roadhog, good luck landing a hook if the Pharah is any good. And Zarya, I guess Zarya, her beam is actually long enough in lots of situations to deal with Pharah, so you could run her as well. What I'm saying here is you're so limited in what you can run against it. One hero /2, I'll keep saying that, /2, limits you so much. And the weird thing is I just don't actually think it's OP. It's not like crazy powerful, destroy everything, but the combination of its ease of use, its current power level, which is admittedly pretty high, as well as the unfunness factor, and by that I mean the limiting the enemy comp a ton, really makes it seem like, well, maybe something needs to be done. I'm not positive on this, so I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Be sure to leave it down below. Give me your thoughts, and maybe it'll change or make my mind, because I honestly don't know right now. I'll see you guys all later. Have a good one. Lone Hawk out.